Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Hopefully you all are doing well. This video we're going to be continuing with my NHL franchise mode here. I believe this is video number 5. We're going to be starting up year 3 here with the Arizona Coyotes. Before we do that, I need to show you guys the lines real quick. So this is what we're looking like. And what I want to do is trade Athanasiou because he is the exact same kind of player as Keller with the carry, shoot, bounce, balance, and Keller is also carry, shoot, bounce, balance. They fit on the exact same line, so they are pretty much the exact same player. And obviously I'm going to be using Keller going forward, so I don't really need Athanasiou. And I want to get Yanni Yannick in here. He's also a playmaker with the carry, shoot, efficient, balanced, so he might work a little bit better on this team somewhere else down the line, and he is much younger, so I want to try to grow him a little bit. So we're going to try to find a trade for Athanasiou and then put Yanni Yannick in here. As for defense, we're looking like this. I put Soderstrom in for Demers because they're basically the same player, and similar to Yanni Yannick, I want to grow Soderstrom. He's a two-way defender, but he is pretty solid, and I believe he will work on the third defensive pairing when the other coach, the AHL, comes up. So that'll be very good for us. And then take you to the AHL squad real quick, show you what we got going on there. So got Nolan Foote here on the second line, Jack Quinn here on the second line. I think I said Foote was on the second. Foote is on the first. Jack Quinn is on the second. And basically these are two guys I'm trying to grow because I see them as Clayton Keller's future line mates. They're going to be the wingers, so I'm hoping they can have a great season down here and can really develop. As for defense, we're looking like this. Sean Durzi is someone I signed at the end of last video, and he is actually an offensive defenseman that works with the pinch cycle there. So he could be very good for our second line potentially in the future if we can grow him. So I wanted to find a defensive defenseman in free agency that maxed him out, and Nick Seeler actually did that. So he, as you can see, he's a balanced cycle, but he's also a defensive defenseman, and he works with Durzi, and there'll be a +5 there. So really hoping Durzi can have a good year and grow, so we can potentially use him in the NHL as well. And then as for special teams, just show you Durzi on the first line, Quinn on the first line, Foote on the first line. 3 guys that we're really trying to grow and utilize. And again, the team is stacked down here, so I'm hoping that my AHL coach can continue to develop his coaching and get better, and he can be our NHL coach next year, is the plan. Alright, so I'll go try to find a trade for Athanasiou now, and then I'll bring you guys back when I find one I like. Alright, so we are back, and I think this is the trade I'm going to accept here. Pre-Sing is a 19-year-old, 74 overall, right-hand shot offensive defenseman, and with medium top 4 potential, as well as a 2nd-round pick onto there. You know, if he could fit in that pinch cycle, then we could probably even use him instead of Durzi because he'll be younger and he'll be able to grow better. We have more years to develop, I should say. So we're going to go ahead and accept that trade. And now we're going to put Yanni Yannick in where Athanasiou is, and then I will just go and show you guys the lines once I have everything finished. Alright, so these are what the lines are looking like. DeBrusk, Schmaltz, and Dvorak is our top line. Then we're going to go Sanford, Keller, and Garland as our second line, so a very good top 6 there. I think that's certainly serviceable to make a playoff push. Hopefully we can get at least a 2nd or 3rd round appearance, I think. Then Yanni Yannick inserted here with Cahoon and Fisher. And then we're going to go with Strome, Hayton, and Stepan. Again, defense hasn't changed at all. It's still this. And then I'll show you our special teams real quick. So we're on the first line, Garland, Keller, DeBrusk, Sanford, and Bouchard. So that's a pretty solid power play, I'd say. And then Strome, Dvorak, Cahoon, Schmaltz, and OEL. Format looks like this: Keller, Garland, Bouchard, DeBrusk, Cahoon, Sanford, Schmaltz, and OEL. PK, Hayton, Dvorak, Zadorov, Chikrin. But they got the +5 there, so hopefully our PK is good. And then Stepan, Yannick, Soderstrom, and Uyghur. Again, +3 there, so pretty solid. Our 3-man PK looking like this: Hayton, Zadorov, Chikrin, Stepan, Soderstrom, Uyghur. Extra lines looks like this. Continued, and then 3-on-3 is like this. So extra attacker, we have Keller and Garland, and I did not touch the shootout at all. Goaltenders, we got Hill and Kemper. I don't know why Hill is starting, but that's kind of how they're gonna go. And then scratch players, we got Del Cole and Demers, which I'll probably trade them, or at least Demers, for draft picks, just to give them a shot to play. Like I said, I have injuries off, so don't have to worry about players going down with injury here. And yeah, so I'll go trade those two players and then bring you guys back for the start of the season simulation. Okay, so Demers actually had quite a bit of value, which I'm quite surprised about, but St. Louis is offering me this, and this is, quite frankly, is too good to pass up. We got a medium top 6 center sniper and a second rounder for Jason Demers with his exact 7th D, and I don't know what the hell St. Louis is smoking, but you know what? We're going to take this, and they can be stuck with Demers. Okay, we are at the start of the regular season. We got our first game up against Vegas in a couple of days here. I'm going to sim up a few months here, see what's going on, and then I'll probably bring you back when partway through the year, maybe just before the trade deadline. Well, we'll get ready to do that. But before I go into the simulation too much here, I do want to show you where I put in that pressing guy that I traded for Anthony Siu. Or pressing, sorry. He actually fits perfectly, pinch cycle. And so I'm putting him here instead of Sean Durzi. And Sean Durzi is going to be scratched, and it could be a potential trading asset at the deadline. So yeah, it's simply just putting pressing in where Durzi was, and I'm just going to go double check he's on the power play. He should be. Yeah. So yeah, that's the AHL lines looking like. Hoping for a good year here in both the NHL and AHL. So we'll sim up a few months, and I'll bring you guys back closer to the trade deadline. Okay, so we are back just over halfway point of the season. We played 44 games. And currently, our point leaders are looking like this here. Let me just go to forwards real quick so I can show you that. And I'll show you the D-men after. So, DeBrusk, Sanford, Garland, Strome, Keller. Damn, Strome, pretty sure is getting 4th line minutes, so that is actually very good for him. I could maybe potentially try to move him up, but that 4th line looks like they're doing pretty solid. 3rd line, but yeah. So, this is good for these two. Their value should be going up. We're not having that great of a season, so that's good to see that Brusque is going up because he could be an asset for us. Garland, I was hoping he could have a little bit better of a season based off what he did last year with 77 points in 82 games. So I figured he, made a one jump last year. I was hoping he could make another one this year, but for whatever reason, this second line just is not simming that good at all, even though they are much higher overalls. Then you got a guy like Ryan Strome here, who is doing very, very good, especially for the amount of minutes he's getting. Clayton Keller with only 28 points in 44 games. He had 85, I believe, last year. Yeah, he had 85 last year. He's doing significantly worse. Like, I don't know what's going on with this second line this year. It's the exact same line as last year, except they're all better overall wise. So I really don't understand it at all. But it's all right. Our young guy in Yannick is doing very well, so that's good. And it seems like our bottom 6 in general is doing very well, but our top 6 is struggling. So that's interesting, something to keep an eye on. Defensively, Oliver Ekman-Larsson here, 24 points. He's doing great. I think this is a little bit worse than last year, yeah. But, I mean, still solid. He's not getting as much power play time because they give first line to Bouchard this year. I believe he's only second line last year. But Bouchard isn't even doing that great either. Soderstrom. Again, this is just really weird. I feel like we should be simming a little bit better than we are. Kemper, I mean, it's not terrible stats for our record. Good save. I'll take that save percentage. Our goals against needs to come down a bit, but I don't know. It's just weird. We're not simming that great. 21, 18, and 5. Barely 500 if you put in overtime losses. We're below 500. So, I mean, something has to change, I guess, but I don't know. We're scoring a lot of goals, but we're allowing just as many. Our power play is good, and our PK is good. So, like, I don't know. It's just weird sim this year, I think. And, oh, actually, before I go do this, look at the contract situation, I'm going to go look at the AHL points. Because I looked at them very briefly, and I believe Nolan Foote is doing very well. Yeah, Jack Quinn and Nolan Foote are both tearing it up. So this is fantastic for us. Hopefully we can get some good development out of these guys. I mean, 35 points in 30 games, 32 in 30 games, plus 20, plus 12. I mean, that is fantastic. Let's go see. Both getting plenty of minutes. Playing pretty solid defensively. Nolan Foote's throwing the body. This is exactly what I wanted to see. That is very good for us in the future. Go look at the defenseman. And pressing, unreal. 19 points, 30 games. That is fantastic. All of our AHL guys that I want to be performing are performing. And this line is pretty fucking dominant. So that is fantastic. Goaltender situation. Very good AHL goalies as well. Not that I'm really trying to grow them, but you never know. They have a good season. They might be able to be a backup or something in the NHL. And I mean, with point totals like that, I would assume our AHL team is doing very good. Let me just go take a peek at them real quick. AHL, yeah, 26-4. So that is great. Hopefully our AHL coach is getting better. I would assume so with a record like that. All of our guys are going, so it looks like the AHL team is buzzing and our NHL team is struggling a little bit. As far as the contract situation go, I was looking here, and DeBrusk actually wants to re-sign. So I was thinking something I could do to maybe get him more value is go with like contract extension. You see he wants this. Well, if we're using the 85% rule, that comes out to about $7.7 million over 6 years. So if I sign him to like that contract, I could trade him at the deadline. And already have that extension in place for the next team. I don't know if that would potentially increase his value or decrease it for a team that might be up against the cap next year. But either way, I feel like that's a pretty good contract I can either use next year or trade this year if there's a good deal for it. So I think I'm going to actually offer him that, a 6-year deal at 7.7 per year. Actually, let's go 7.75 just because. And then, depending on our situation at the deadline, we are going to potentially move him, but we'll see what's happening. Bouchard does as well, so I think what I'm going to go with Bouchard, I'm going to offer him a contract as well. Except I'm not going to go to 3 years because that brings him to a UFA. I'm just going to go 2 years because it'll still be an RFA at the end of it. And because I'm potentially going to be moving him too because I don't think he'll fit with the new coach at all. So again, 85% rule, and that's about 3.9 million. So let's go 2 years at 4 million. Nice even number there. We'll give him that. Okay, so we could sign Yannick. I'm not expecting him to be too much. Okay, never mind. What the? Okay, I'm not going to do this quite yet because I feel like that's a big overpayment. We'll see what he's like in the off season. And then as far as the rest are just AHL guys. Uyghur, I think we're going to wait for him as well. Unless he is... Actually, at 29, I mean, right-hand shot defenseman, 82. I believe he's a two-way defender, yeah. But he's been solid for me. Don't think this is a bad guy to have around for sure. About a 20-point guy when he's getting top-line minutes. So yeah, actually, I think we're going to sign Mac Uyghur here. Nice cheap deal. Probably go 3 years and again 85% rule. So 0.85. So that's about 3 years, 2.5. I think that's a fantastic deal. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We don't have any goalies to sign. So I'll sim up a few days here. Hopefully they re-sign, and then I'll continue up to sim till the draft. And I'll bring you guys back when we're about to enter the draft. So Uyghur is an easy decision to one day. Not going to accept that. DeBrusque accepted, and Bouchard accepted. Alright. So, I'm going to continue to sim, and I'll bring you guys back for the trade deadline. Okay, so we're here a day before the trade deadline with a record of 28, 26, and 8. So, we are actually currently in a wild card spot, but I don't know. This team is not simming as good as I thought they would, and I would rather honestly lose than be barely scraping and lose in the first round. So I think what I'm going to do here is try to see if we can find a trade partner for DeBrusque, see what we can get for him, because he doesn't fit this team that well. I don't think he'll fit the AHL coach that well either. If we can't find anything that I would deem acceptable, I have re-signed him so I can bring him back next year. I really don't know what happened to Keller and Garland and Sanford. They were much, much better last year. They got a lot better, and then it's like they're not producing nearly as well. So I'm really not sure what's going on there. Yannick is doing good again. I might trade Cahoon as well because he does not want to re-sign. But we'll see what we can get. As far as our D-men are looking, again, OEL, it's not having a bad season for him for sure. Soderstrom's doing solid on that third defensive pairing with Zadorov. But I mean, other than that, there's really not a ton of bright spots on this team. Darcy Kemper isn't doing terrible, honestly, for the way we simmed, but it's not great, obviously. And then our AHL squad, I'm assuming they're still doing very, very well. So Quinn and Foote dropped off a little bit. They're not above point per game anymore, but still very good years, very respectable. They should be getting some good growth out of that for sure. And then defensively, pressing is still doing very well as well. So go see what they're looking like. 37, 9, and 1. So yeah, HL's team certainly doing good. HL coach should probably be growing a little bit more. He should be NHL ready next year, which is great. All right, so gonna be going into the draft, or not the draft, sorry, the trade deadline tomorrow. And again, looking to trade away DeBrusque and maybe Cahoon. We'll go see what their value is looking like real quick here. So DeBrusque, looking right here, it's pretty solid, about midway. Should be able to get something decent for that, for sure. Sanford's is decent as well. Something there. Again, Reinstrom's doing very solid. Looks like Cahoon doesn't have that much value, though. Oh, he's way down here. He might be able to get something, but I don't think anything too significant. Looks like Jack Quinn actually went up an overall point already, which is nice. I'll just go see who else is on expiring contracts in case I'm forgetting anyone. Alright, so these guys, I really don't care about most of them. Again, these are two guys with value. Grindstrom, I could probably trade him too, honestly. 1 year left. He was playing fourth line. I don't think he wants to re-sign. Definitely want to, I think, move this asset so we can get something back. Can even try to package them together to get like a first or something if we can't get on their own. I believe I've extended these two. Yannick I want to keep. Nolan Foote we're for sure keeping. And then Sean Dursey as well. Hasn't played, but you know, we'll probably try to trade him as well. He's got a little bit of value there. You never know what you could get. Yeah, so that's about all we got. So it looks like we'll have a pretty active trade deadline. Let's simulate up to here. Looks like I'm going to be a conservative seller. I think that's probably a smart thing. And we're going to enter the trade deadline. And my first order of business is going to be trading away Jake DeBrusque. These are all the guys that are available. Looks like Ovi's hitting the market here. See what they can get for him. Torrey Krug on St. Louis. 30, 36. Jonathan Drew in a sniper. It'd be decent. Timu Meyer. Ryan Donato. There's some players here. We're going to find trades, see what we can get for Jake DeBrusk. We're going to try him first on his own. I might need to retain some salary in order to get anything for him. But we'll go see. Columbus is offering up their first rounder. That's nice. Looks like a package of prospects here from Detroit. First for next year from Nashville. Trade Phil Kessel back. Some looks like a package of prospects from the Canucks as well. So I think in either a first rounder for this year would be solid, or one of these. I think Detroit. We'll probably look at them. If not, then we'll go back to this Columbus deal. So we'll go edit these, see what prospects are looking like, see which is the best move for us here. Two-way defender, two-way forward hybrid, so none of them are really that intriguing for me. I like Jan Bednar because we don't exactly have a top-end goalie prospect. So I'll just see which one of these I like the most. Connor McLennan, sniper. That could be decent. 20 years of age, 76 overall. Two-way defender, Sokolov, Stefan Anderson, playmaker Josh Lawrence. No, okay, I think what I want to do is we're just going to take off one of those two. We're going to throw, maybe take off both of them. Go McLennan, throw him in. Maybe see if we can get a... They do want to trade there first. Detroit would have more than 45 skaters in their org. Okay. So skaters matching the block. Let's go down to... What the heck is that disapproved thing? Did they just probably made a trade and they no longer have, they just trade away their first. Fuck you, Detroit. Oh my god. Ryan Strome for Thiersch. Let's actually look at this. I know Thierschot is a playmaker. Yeah, that's not that great. No, we're gonna decline that. Okay, so Detroit decided to be a bunch of pricks and trade their first rounder while I was still talking with them, so that's fantastic. I do like that sniper. But I guess we could go to Columbus then and try to figure out them if Detroit's going to be a bunch of pricks. So let's go here and let's go skaters matching the block. They really don't have anything. Maybe this Steve Blaine guy, defenseman. Sure, we'll throw him in. First, this Blaine guy. Let's try to get like a 7th as well. Yeah, Detroit wasn't that much worse. So yeah, I think I like that. Skaters match the block and Blaine. Bang. We'll do this. Rejected. You aren't offering us enough in return. It's not that much different than what you guys were offering. Maybe I'll just take off the 7th. Have the sweet the deal on your side. Touch, okay. We got plenty of picks. I'll go with a 6th rounder here. Are you fucking kidding me? man. Why the hell did EA make this so much more difficult than it needed to be? I get that teams, like, if I'm actively trying to trade with someone, and I've given these offers, I feel like it'd make a lot more sense if they just didn't fucking trade away one of the pieces, like, mid, like, offer. Like, I feel like if I go to, like, this screen, time should, like, stop almost. And now there's, like, no fucking trades for DeBrusque. Sick. Alright, well, I'll fucking wait on him then. Oh my god, this fucking game. Okay, Ryan Strome, let's move to him, see what we can get for him. A first and a fourth. Let's see what going on here with Carolina. They offered me a first as well, so if they're not doing that hot. Yeah, they're doing solid. Okay. I'll see if I can find like one player that I really like here as well, and then trade for them, and then try to see if I can get like a first as well. Ryan Suzuki. I don't really need to get offensive defenseman anymore. I feel like I've got two that I can use. So yeah, I think it would be just to go Suzuki. Go instead of that. Olaf Lindbaum. Alright, and let's try to get a pick out of them too. I don't think I'll be able to get the first. Yeah, it's got quite a bit of value. We go with like a second and like a fourth maybe. I think it's something like that. Let's just try a third. Rejected. Let's go with a fourth then. You have to sweeten the deal on your side. Okay, let's go with a fifth. Better than what you're offering. Okay, let's go with a sixth. Alright, let's just take this off. There we go. I think that's a pretty solid deal. Alright, and now I got, I guess, one guy off the books that I want to move. Cahoon really isn't that high a priority. I'm just gonna see what we can do in terms of this. Probably try to get like a package of prospects back for him. Actually, there's not a ton of prospects I'm even really interested in. I'll just get picks then. Alright, we'll trade them. Oh, fuck. Actually, I can't even trade everyone right because I gotta get players back. Okay, well. Let's try DeBrusque again. Alright, so I just got this offer here for DeBrusque. We got Jean-Luc Foudy, a third rounder, and Tarasov, which I think is pretty solid. I want to go see if there's anything other than Tarasov, because he's a 23-year-old goaltender here. So we'll see if one of these guys I could get instead. Johnny Park. Maybe this Owens guy. I think I'll put in Park instead of Tarasov. Are you fucking kidding? They literally fuck. Oh my god, this is so fucking annoying. This is so fucking annoying. They literally offered me that deal, and then they go and trade him well. I'm just like, how does this make any sense? Find a trade for DeBrusque. Tark a third, Tarasov. Alexander Ovechkin. Alright, I'm just gonna hold on to DeBrusque then, because I can't find a good fucking trade for him. Fuck, that's so fucking annoying. I like this whole thing where you have to be like quick and whatnot, but if I'm literally in the middle of discussing something with another GM, like I'm trying to make a trade, like I can only go so fast. It's like the computers can go way quicker than what I can. So it's kind of stupid, right? Like if I'm in the middle of trying to offer a trade or counter offer a trade or something, like I'm in that trade screen, the other team shouldn't be able to trade that pick, right? Like if I'm at this screen, right? Or hell, even if I'm like still in like that try and or find a trade thing, like I'm still like kind of deciding, right? That yeah, teams should be removing those players' picks, whatever. But the second I like click on a player and like try to search for a pick, if they offer me something, those assets shouldn't get moved in the middle of while I'm trying to, you know, deal for that player because or that pick or that asset or whatever it is. I feel like that's kind of ridiculous. Eli Tolvin is actually available. Let's actually, I might look at that. Alright, what is he like? Because this could be a great piece to our future. He's a sniper. Doesn't fit any of the lines, so I'm not going to go for that. Which is unfortunate. I can't really trade anyone else, I don't think. Maybe we could trade Sean Dursey. But he doesn't have that much value. We'll see what we can get for him. No trades found. Alright. So I think that's going to be all for me on the trade deadline. Not nearly as much happened as I want to happen because of EA's bullshit. But yeah, so I'll just see you guys for the recap of the day. Alright, we are at the end of the trade deadline here. I'll just go over everything that happened and try not to get too annoyed. Alright, Florida got Colton Parayko there at the end for Tierney, a third and a seventh. Ottawa got Nazem Kadri. Rangers got a first Sogard for it, so that's pretty nice. Vancouver went out and got Vladimir Tarasenko for a first and a prospect. Looks like Colorado got Andreas Janssen. Montreal got a first, a second, and a prospect from Columbus for Alexander Ovechkin. Okay, so Ovi went to Columbus. Pittsburgh got Fude, Bo Cage, and Arvidsson for Malkin and Merrill. Buffalo got Jonathan Drouin for a 2 firsts and like how the fuck was Drouin worth 2 firsts? Boston got Tyler Toffoli. Colorado got Antti Ranta. Arizona got Suzuki. Oh yeah, that was us. That trade made for Ryan Strome. Ryan Strome for Ryan Suzuki. Okay. Matt Dumba and Sod looks like they flipped there with Ottawa and Minnesota. Anaheim got Jacob Trouba for a couple of seconds. Nashville got Perron. Columbus got Phil Kessel as well as Alexander Ovechkin. So they're just getting some snipers there for that left side, offhand shots. Letang went to Detroit. Jason Demers went to Edmonton, so St. Louis flipped him for a first. Oh, Goligoski and Demers for a first. Okay. Timo Meier went to Ottawa. Alright, so that was the trade deadline. We're going to Actually, I might need to claim a player now. 80 overall. Yeah, sure, I'll claim him. Alright, so I'll go edit the lines and I'll bring you back when they are done being edited. Okay, we are back. I just finished editing all these lines. NHL lines are basically the exact same thing, except I put Gergensons in where Ryan Strome was. So nothing too major happened there. In the AHL, had to rearrange them a little bit. Ryan Suzuki fits very well here. So I think he's going to be our third line center of the future. And this Halischuk guy I picked up, he actually works very well here. Very good here as well. So that's great for those two. I think that is going to be a pretty good second line pairing right there. And then I left everything else the same as well. Yeah, so nothing too crazy in the AHL or NHL. Pretty much the exact same situation start of the year. So yeah, I'll sim up to the end of the year and then we'll call it there. Okay, we are at the end of the year and it looks like we barely snuck into the playoffs, but we did make the playoffs. So we will have our postseason coming up in the start of next one. Who will we be playing? It looks like either the Ducks or the Stars round 1. So just sim up a little bit longer here. And we got the Stars for the second consecutive year. Just go take a quick peek at what the points were looking like to end the year off. DeBrusk finished 71, Keller was 62, Garland with 58, Schmaltz 52. Actually, let's go to forward. Sanford 51. Alright, that's what it's looking like. Yanni Yannick, that's a very good rookie season for him. 44 points plus 13. It's great to see. Then our defenders. Let's go take a peek there. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, 39 points. Minus 17 though, so it looks like that top line struggled a bit. Chikrin did real solid. Bouchard at 20. Goaltender situation. I mean, not bad considering the season, right? It was a tough season and their stats weren't terrible. They certainly weren't reasons that we won games, but I don't think they were a huge contributing factor to how we lost. I feel like that's probably just a bit below average. So given our season, I don't think that's terrible. The AHL numbers, Coley's fantastic. I would assume this whole team is monster. Pressing 36 points in 65 games. That's a real good season for him. And forwards, 55 for Quinn and 54 for Foot. So very good seasons out of them. That's what I want to see. Both plus players. And I would assume our AHL team did very, very well. 49, 15, and 1. I believe they still got a few games this year. You had 3 back-to-back games here. And yeah, so that'll do it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, remember to like and subscribe. Yeah, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.